Let's talk about water. I got a nice glass of clean deionized water right here. Deionized water is essentially distilled water, which is like rain. Literally, when you evaporate water, it'll split the hydrogen and oxygen. It'll evaporate into the clouds. Once it condenses, it'll rain back down. In our world right now, I know a lot of people won't want to hear this, but they are spraying chemicals in the sky, which rains down too. So just rainwater is not good for you anymore. There's heavy metals. There's things like aluminum, barium, all kinds of chemicals that they're putting in there because they're literally there's planes spraying the sky. And I know people are looking for my tinfoil hat, but just look up. Just look up. The skies haven't been like that forever. And there's, and without even just looking up, if you don't want to believe that, because yeah, there are some things called contrails. When a plane's jet engines fly through the sky in a cool area, it'll condense just like your breath does on a cold day. It's condensation, but that condensation doesn't spread out to a sheen across the whole sky. Now, chemtrails, or the pollutants that they're spraying out of these planes, you'll see all the strips going across the sky, and then you'll see a sheen go across the whole sky. And then when our rain comes down, it waters all that down, brings all that down into our food, into our drinking water, and into our bodies. So yeah, there is an agenda out there that is harming us, and I hope you do some research and don't just discredit what I say. Back to water. The most important part, I would say, for diet and changing your body is drinking clean, good water. Now, tap water, mostly not good. Most of it's got fluoride. Most of it's got a lot of other chemicals in it, not to mention pharmaceuticals. I've had doctors literally tell me, "Oh, just flush your pharmaceuticals down the toilet." This was years ago when I was taking pharmaceuticals from all my surgeries. I walked in with a bag of pills that I didn't want anymore because they mess your body up, and I knew that, so I was like, "Here, I don't want these anymore." Just anti-inflammatory pills and things that help with your blood pressure because I was in so much pain. They said, "Oh, we'll flush them down the toilet." You're a doctor. You should know better. You do not flush anything down the toilet that doesn't belong in there because it's going to go to the water supply, and then people are going to drink it. Fish are going to drink it. People eat the fish. It's going to get in your system. What you want to do is drink either, it depends on how your body is, where you are in your health, but like when I want to cleanse my body, I'll drink deionized water or distilled water, because when your cells are locked up, when you're in your flight or flight mode and you're stressed, your body's, it's tight, it's locked up, your cells even are tight. So your cells have to eat and poop just like we do. The water goes in and toxins go out. So if that thing's locked up, your cell is constipated. Water can't go in and poop can't come out, so your cells become toxic, and then you get problems. So you want to get rid of that problem, you use deionized water or distilled water because it doesn't have all the minerals that we need on that water molecule. It can go in there into the cell free and clear and then come back out. Usually, as long as your body, you have other issues that you have to approach from different angles. Like cell salts is a big thing. Research your cell salts in your zodiac chart, because a lot of us are missing certain, out of 3 months that we weren't being conceived and born on this earth, we missed a couple cell salts, and that's another video. So your distilled water is good for cleansing. Now, if you drink just distilled or deionized water for a long period of time, you can demineralize your body. You can drink too much of it. Just like with anything, you have to have a balance. So you can drink too much water, and then you'll start removing minerals that you need to make vitamins and power and clean and heal your body. So once you did your cleanse with your distilled or deionized, like I do, then I go to spring water. I find a local spring with clean water, and I will, fill up a 55-gallon drum or even gallon jugs, whatever you want to do. You can just get as much as you want, but I use a lot of it, so I get a big jug, a 55-gallon drum full, and then I just fill up my gallon jugs when I need to. But find some spring water. Look out for fracking, because I know a lot of people. I will make a video about that too, because you can go anywhere. There's so much going on right now. But fracking is literally polluting our water tables, and it's polluting Mother Earth. And a lot of people aren't going to want to hear this. Here's another video. The Earth is alive, and it is literally it's sustaining us. We live off of the Earth. So by removing fossil fuels, which not even fossil, I shouldn't even call them fossil fuels. Oil isn't a fossil fuel. Coal is fossilized forests and things that were solidified after they were buried. But oil is not. Oil is the lifeblood of the planet. We're literally siphoning out Mother Earth's blood, vaporizing it into the air, which causes cancer and other imbalances because it's a non-harmonious vibration that we breathe in, and it changes your water vibration. So it's a whole part of another agenda. And not to mention being able to charge people for fuel to power their engines, which we don't need that either. We have water-powered engines since the 50s at least, and we have more other types of power. We'll explain another time. But when fracking happens, they literally inject water in there, they crack the rocks, and then they siphon out what they want, and then they inject toxic water. Well, they say, a lot of them say it's clean, but it's not as clean as you want it to be. And then once that water gets into the ground, it can seep into your groundwater. And that's where we have a problem, because if you go on Google Earth right now, you could look, who, a great example, I'm going to give him a shout out, Dutch Sense. He looks at all these, he does earthquake monitoring. He's a very smart man. He does an excellent job. He'll show you fracking wells all over the place, and that's where we're getting a lot of earthquakes, because you can't inject thousands of wells full of water, crack the rock on fault lines, and expect there not to be an earthquake, because that's how earthquakes work. Literally, it's plates pressed against each other of continents. You inject a bunch of water in here to loosen that up. It's going to have a little bit of vibration, some slip, and then it's going to move. So, yeah, we can affect the Earth. And a lot of people think, oh, that's crazy talk. We're too small to affect this whole planet. No, we're like ants. We can literally move mountains with a bunch of us together. So that's what we're doing. With all these fracking wells, we're literally moving the mountains, poisoning our water, and bringing out pollutants in the air to damage our bodies too. And hopefully that's one thing that this next generation, well, I'm a very firm believer in thinking that this next generation is going to stop that, and they're going to be the really powerhouse behind it. My generation's starting it, waking people up, but the next generation is going to really, run it home. So I'll talk to you guys on the next video. I don't want to keep these going too long, and we'll talk about fracking and some more things in the next one. Have a good one.